And I think, and you're spot on. And there's a story I want to tell you because you
Yeah,
remember those 2 years I told you I was having fun in Ghana trying to
yeah,
figure out what I want to do with my
yeah,
life.
yeah.
I have a direct story to relate to you on
Mm,
that
mm,
front as well too. But those limits are also not just restrained basically from a customer point of view, the fact that they don't have access to like the full history
mm,
and data, the relationship they have with the customer, they're able to prove what the customer can also borrow.
mm,
That's also
mm.
something that's very hard for a digital lender.
Yeah,
On top of that, there are also regulatory limitations.
yeah,
So, for example, in Ghana, you have microcredit licenses,
yeah,
which a lot of digital lenders use.
yeah.
There's a limit in terms of how much you can lend in
Mm,
order to mitigate. So, regulators have used those limits as a way of mitigating risk. So,
yeah,
there's no systemic kind of damage,
yeah,
in
yeah,
terms of people multi-borrowing and defaulting as well, too.
yeah.
The example I want to give is when we had this microfinance license, there were also limits on microfinance. They were higher than microcredit, but
Mm,
they were still capped,
mm,
right? And what we noticed is there were a lot of customers that were good borrowers that were defaulting. I'll
mm,
give you an example.
mm.
Let's say, go back to the story I told you about my family, how,
Yeah,
grandparents didn't go to university,
got it,
parents went to
got it.
university,
Yeah,
parents wanted me to go to an even better university. And if I
yeah,
have kids, I would want them to even thrive even more,
yeah.
right? It's a similar thing to any entrepreneur. Our entrepreneurs were coming to us and borrowing, and we told them, hey, you can have, let's say, $1,000, right?
Mm,
They would borrow, they would grow their business, pay it back, come back for $2,000, $5,000. All of a sudden, they hit their limit. They hit their limit, and we told them, well, you can't borrow anymore with us because our license is restricted, right?
mm,
We can't lend any more than that. What would happen is all of a sudden they were thinking, hang on a second, I really want to grow my business.
mm,
Why is this institution telling me I can't, right?
mm, mm,
And as a result, they would then use the data that they had of good borrowing from us, borrow, let's say, $10,000 from us at the limit, go to other institutions, borrow $10,000 from each of them as
mm,
well too.
mm,
So all of a sudden they were borrowing $30,000 and they were misusing the funding as well.
mm.